Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like learning English is too difficult? Maybe you've tried to study, but it feels like nothing is working. You might have made mistakes and felt embarrassed. Does that sound familiar? Don't worry, you're not alone. Many people feel the same way when they try to learn something new, especially a language. But today, I want to tell you something really important. Never give up on learning English. I understand how frustrating it can be when you feel like you're not making progress. You might ask yourself, why is it so hard? Why can't I speak like a native speaker? It can feel discouraging. But let me tell you, you're not failing. You're just learning, and learning takes time. It doesn't matter how slow you think you're learning. It doesn't matter how many mistakes you make. What matters is that you keep trying. Learning English isn't a race. It's a journey. Every small step you take, no matter how tiny, is progress. Even the most successful people in the world have felt like giving up at some point. But they didn't quit. They kept going. And because of that, they achieved amazing things. And trust me, your progress may not always be visible right away, but that doesn't mean you're not improving. It's like building a house. Each brick you place might seem small and insignificant, but after a while, you step back and see a complete structure. Your English skills are like that, built step by step. Every word you learn, every sentence you practice adds up. In this video, I want to remind you that even if you feel stuck, you're still moving forward. And I want to share some stories of famous people who didn't give up on their dreams, even when things got tough. They kept pushing forward, and because of that, they achieved greatness. Their stories can inspire you to keep going, even when you think you can't go any further. Why is it so important to keep going? Because every time you practice, you get better. Maybe you don't see the results right away, and that's okay. Learning a language takes time. When you were a baby, did you learn your first language in one day? Number. It took years. You listened, you tried, and you made mistakes. But little by little, you learned to speak. Learning English works the same way. I know it can be frustrating when you don't see fast progress, but remember, mistakes aren't failures. They're lessons. Every time you make a mistake, you learn something new. For example, if you forget a word or say it wrong, now you know what to practice. Each mistake is a step forward, not a step back. That's why it's so important not to give up. Every moment you spend practicing, you're building your skills. Even on days when you don't feel like learning, push yourself to do something small, like learning a new word or listening to an English podcast for just a few minutes. It will all add up over time. I'm also going to give you some tips to stay motivated and keep learning. You'll see that even small actions, like learning one new word every day or watching your favorite TV show in English, can make a big difference over time. The key is to never stop trying. The more you practice, the better you'll get. Here are a few simple things you can do every day to keep yourself on track. Set small goals. Learning English is a big task, so break it down into smaller, achievable goals. For example, aim to learn 5 new words every week or practice speaking for 10 minutes each day. Track your progress. Keep a journal or use a language app to track your progress. When you look back, you'll see how much you've improved, and that will motivate you to keep going. Make learning fun. Watch movies, read books, or listen to music in English. Find activities you enjoy and try to incorporate English into them. This will make learning feel less like a chore and more like a fun challenge. Surround yourself with English. Try to immerse yourself in the language as much as possible. Change your phone's language setting. Follow English-speaking accounts on social media and try speaking with others in English whenever you can. So, are you ready to feel inspired? Stay with me and let's talk about why you should never give up on learning English. Remember, you can do it, and I'm here to help. Let's start this journey together. Now I want to share a few stories with you to help you stay motivated. Have you ever felt rejected or discouraged? Billie Eilish, the famous singer, was rejected by many music labels before she became a global superstar. She heard no so many times, but did she stop? She believed in herself, worked harder, and today she is one of the most famous singers in the world. Her story teaches us an important lesson. Rejection doesn't mean you're not good enough. It just means you need to keep going. If Billie can face rejection and succeed, so can you in your English journey. So when you make mistakes or feel like you're not getting better, think about Billie Eilish. Keep trying because one day you'll look back and see how far you've come. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is known as one of the most successful actors in Hollywood, but his journey wasn't easy. Before acting, he wanted to be a professional football player, but he was rejected many times. Teams didn't want him, and he felt like a failure. But The Rock didn't let rejection stop him. He tried something new: wrestling. He worked even harder and became one of the most famous wrestlers in the world. Later, he moved into acting, faced new challenges, and kept learning and improving. Today, he is a global superstar. The Rock's story teaches us that failure can be a great teacher. If you're struggling with English, don't be afraid to fail. Use every mistake as an opportunity to learn and grow. When you think you can't improve anymore, just remember that the greatest success stories are built on persistence. Keep going, and your success is coming. J.K. Rowling's story is one of the most inspiring examples of not giving up. Before she became the best-selling author of the Harry Potter series, she faced many struggles. She wrote the first book, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, but it was rejected by 12 publishers. Can you imagine how discouraging that must have been? But Rowling didn't stop. She believed in her story and kept sending her book to publishers. Finally, one small publisher said, "Yes," and the rest is history. Today, her books are loved by millions around the world. Her story teaches us that success doesn't happen overnight. It takes patience, hard work, and persistence. So when you feel like giving up on English, think about J.K. Rowling. Keep working on your skills, and one day you will see the results of your efforts. Ariana Grande is another example of someone who didn't let challenges stop her. Today, she's a global pop sensation, known for her powerful voice and hit songs. But before she became famous, people told her she didn't have the voice for big songs. Some even told her to stick to acting and forget about singing. Instead of listening to the negativity, Ariana worked even harder. She practiced singing every day, focused on improving her voice, and stayed true to her dream. Today, she's one of the most successful artists in the world. Ariana's story teaches us that hard work and practice are the keys to success. The same is true for learning English. Don't let anyone tell you that you'll never speak fluently. Like Ariana, keep practicing every day and prove them wrong. If Billie Eilish, The Rock, J.K. Rowling, and Ariana Grande didn't give up, why should you? You are stronger than you think, and you are capable of learning English, no matter how long it takes. Remember, the key is persistence. If you keep practicing, keep learning, and keep pushing forward, you will reach your goal. When I first started learning English, I struggled a lot with certain words. One word in particular gave me so much trouble. Comfortable. Every time I tried to say it, I felt embarrassed. But you know what? I didn't give up, and neither should you. Keep going, keep practicing, and one day you'll look back and see how far you've come. Thank you for watching today's video. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips and stories about learning English. Let's keep going together. Your success is just around the corner.